Hi guys, this is Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy. I want to presentate to you my illustration book about the second coming of Jesus Christ. In it you're going to find the illustration book slides, and you're going to have me voicing over in the form of narration. So I hope you have great revelations from this presentation. God bless you all. Amen. So this is a chapter concerning timelines of the Great Tribulation. One of the timelines being the 70 weeks of years, which started around 1537, 69 weeks of years later, 483 years, we come to the time we're in now, and which is the time of the last 7 years being fulfilled, the 70th week. And during that 7th year they shall make a covenant with many for 1 week, which is 7 years, peace and safety. And the 2300-day prophecy of the temple being dirty until it is cleansed by Jesus' return. For 6 years and 3.5 months the temple will be dirty in God's eyes. Trumpet judgment number 5 has a timeline where the locusts come out of the cloud dust from Yellowstone, the bottomless pit being opened. They sting people for 5 months. The first woe. Trumpet number 6 also has a timeline of an hour and a day and a month and a year, which is 13 months, in which they should nuclear holocaust the whole earth, which adding the two trumpets together, trumpet 5 and 6, so you get 1.5 years. The 2 witnesses shall come, and they shall prophesy after the temple is finished for 1260 days. And in the time of the end, the daily sacrifice shall be taken away by the Romans, and then there'll be 1290 days until the very end. The Romans shall come and destroy Jerusalem, again, history repeating itself, for 3.5 years. For 42 months they shall tread the city underfoot. When they do, Israel is going to flee into the wilderness from the face of the serpent and from the abomination of desolation on the Temple Mount, and they shall stay there for 1260 days. And events of the end of the age in the last 3.5 years. The Romans shall destroy Jerusalem for 42 months, Daniel 9, Revelation 11. The woman Israel shall flee into the wilderness from the face of Satan, Barack Obama, for a times and half a time, for 1260 days, Revelation 12. The 2 witnesses shall come and preach and bring plagues like Moses and Elijah, and they shall come for 1260 days, Revelation 11. The Antichrist shall come, sit in the temple of God for 42 months, claiming to be God. He'll persecute believers for a times and half a time, the last 3.5 years. The abomination of desolation, standing in the holy place where it does not belong. That shall be 1290 days until the end. Blessed is he who comes at the 1335 days. And Jesus will come down just as he went up, okay, and according to Daniel's prophecy as well. Jesus crucified on the preparation day, late, a couple of hours even before sundown, and the second day started, and he was dead for 3.5 days, which actually brings us into 5 days. He then proceeded to stay with the apostles for 40 days. He then ascended into heaven on a cloud, and the angel says, this Jesus which is taken up from you into heaven in a cloud shall so come in like manner as you have seen him go into heaven. Now, are they talking about the same time or just in like manner? Who knows? But the timings are there, because Daniel says there'll be 1290 days until the end, or let's say the preparation day of the second passing of the throne. Alright, but blessed is he who waits and comes at the 1335 days, meaning the return, the descending Jesus, which is 45 days, which is just exactly like the crucifixion. 5 days dead until he rose, 40 days, 45 days. So Daniel 12:11, adding 45 days onto it, 45 days after the second passing of the throne, equals Daniel 12:12, where Jesus shall descend, and Acts 1, in like manner in which you have seen him go in to heaven. And here's just another summary of the events that we talked about. So you have the 70 weeks of Daniel, 490 years. But we've already passed since 1537, 483 years ago, since the Jerusalem wall was rebuilt, and now the city has been rebuilt. So we have 1 week left of 7 years, which will be the 7-year agreement. So when the seals have happened, just before the 6th seal, the 7-year agreement will happen. Then comes all the trumpet judgments and all that, and then you're going to have the 2 witnesses who will come and prophesy for 1260 days, and the daily sacrifice will be taken away for 1290 days. But blessed is the one who comes at 1335 days, 45 days later at Armageddon. The woman shall flee from Israel into the wilderness when they see the abomination of desolation for 1260 days, times and half the time, 3.5 years. And then the Antichrist claims to be God for 42 months. The saints are given into his hand for a time, times and half a time. The scattering of the holy people happens for a time, times and half a time, and they are all 3.5 years. RFID chip, mark of the beast, image of the beast, or be killed. False prophet bringing down fire from heaven. And so, you also have the 2,300 days of the temple being dirty, which is 6 years and 3.5 months. So that is a long timeline prophecy. And we may see it in our time, we may see it at the start of the tribulation, or just after the first passing of the throne happens. And so these prophecy timelines are put in some sort of order so you can see them. So you have the 2,300 days that the temple is dirty and cleaned at Jesus' return. So 6 years and 3.5 months. Say we go from Passover. So you go from Passover all the way back to 6 years on, and maybe to the time of February time. And then we have the 7-year agreement, which happens just before the 6th seal. So the 7-year agreement is made, but in the middle of the 7 years, among the 7 years, the daily sacrifice and the oblations shall be taken away. After that 7-year agreement's made, the throne of God hits at the 6th seal. The trumpets begin. One of the trumpets, trumpet number 5, the locusts that come out of the bottomless pit, Yellowstone, and torment people with a sting who have not the 144,000. They do that for 5 months. Trumpet number 6, nuclear war. That goes on for 13 months. So together them two is 1.5 years. And in the time of the end, the daily sacrifice will be taken away for 1,290 days until the end. The 2 witnesses shall prophesy for 1,260 days. Jerusalem shall be destroyed for 42 months by the Romans. Israel shall then flee when they see the abomination and desolation in the holy place and from the face of the dragon Obama, and they shall be in their place in the wilderness for 1,260 days. The Antichrist shall rule over the world and from Jerusalem, and for 42 months. And then blessed is he who comes at the 1,335 days, which is 45 days after the 1,290 days of the daily sacrifice being taken away. And so Jesus Christ will return 45 days later at the battle at Armageddon. I've been Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy. God bless you all for watching this presentation. I hope you had great revelations from it. Please don't hesitate to give me a contact if you have any questions or queries. And God bless you all. Please share this around because the time is short.